Hello, my fellow everybodies. So, today I want to talk about true love and how true love changes you truly. And stick around because I'm going to talk about it in all its different forms, or at least a couple of different forms of how true love can really change you and change your life for the better. And I'm going to start off almost in a reverse order, but it's all a cycle in the end. Love is love, it's one thing. I'm going to talk about it in the most romantic sense, which is how true love from somebody else really does a magical thing for you. And obviously this love can come in many forms, as in love from someone else can be love from a parent, true love, unconditional love from a parent, unconditional love from friends, from family members. This true, unconditional, oftentimes you see it with a parent to a child. Like, there's no parameters to which you have to earn the love. All right? But oftentimes, this at least doesn't feel like the case because parents have to create boundaries and we have rules, and a parent can love us unconditionally, but there still has to be, like I say, boundaries and things are in place. And as a child, we might not see that. And obviously I'm talking about healthy relationships here. And then there's also conditional love, which might be really what we get from our parents. And that definitely confuses our idea of love. So, for example, with my dad, I remember once I said to him, we have a rocky relationship. And I said to him, Dad, don't you love me unconditionally? Surely, as my parent. And because I felt that was the right thing. And he's, what do you mean? What do you mean, this unconditional love? Do you think Hitler's mum loved Hitler unconditionally? So that's an example of love that is confused and tied up in conditions and certain beliefs. So obviously there's effects of that, and it can hurt you and damage you in a certain way. And so you might learn that love is this conditional type of thing, that you have to earn love. As soon as you earn love, you're in the belief that it has to be earned, that it's a reward, that it's a give and take. Love is a flow, an endless entity. There's fireworks going off just to really drive this point home. But love, true love, always remains and is never not there. So even when love feels conditional, it's not gone away. It's just not channeling and moving properly through a particular person, let's say, because they are unable to feel the love for themselves. So it gets blocked. And there's a whole other thing in terms of the toxic ways that we try to find love. But I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about the power of love, true love, when you can receive it. And first I'm talking about now, when you get it from another person. And so I'm going to have a sip of water. Talking about my experience of the power of true love from my partner is a transformative experience to which the beliefs that I had about myself, the parts of myself that I was convinced were unlovable and could not be held by another person. That would definitely be rejected. Have been accepted and held and seen by my partner in a way that was, it's reality shifting, because inside it's like, surely not. Surely this side of me, this raw, real, and especially as a woman with our deep flowing emotions, there is a fear and an unsurety. Can a man hold this for me? If you've been brought up around men who've not been able to hold your emotions. And what it seems to have done for me is challenge my identity. The power of true love has challenged my identity to, who am I really? If I thought that I am the person that I am is the person that I want people to love, so a constructed image. And then it turns out that the parts of me that have often been rejected by myself and others has now been held by somebody that I love and that loves me. It's something you have to just, wow, really sit with and let in and let it transform you. And I've found that I want to rebel against this, and I want to convince myself otherwise in some way, or I want to fight against the idea that this person is loving me for me. Surely it's a trick. Surely something along the way he's lying to me. But no, it's just true love. And it will change you in the best way. But what really has allowed that love to reach me? And that is my efforts to see myself. And, you know, I hear a lot, and you see a lot, like, no one can love you fully until you love yourself fully, and you must accept who you are completely. And excuse me for that. And again. And so if you could hear that, that is my emails. But yes, we carry on. So, you know, there is this really strong an idea that we must love ourselves wholly, completely, and give ourselves that unconditional love in order to receive love from other people. Otherwise, negative patterns can emerge, which is true, because in my previous relationship, I thought, well, I'm only lovable if I do X, Y, and Z, and if I do A, B, and C, I'm not lovable. And that would be confirmed. If I did A, B, and C, I would face shut down, rejection, denial. If I were to cry, if I were to show my emotions, my real emotions, to my ex-partner, I would be told, no, I'm having a good day. Don't do this today. I just want to have one good day. And I would be like, shut down. And this would confirm that belief that that part of me is needs to be hidden away in the shadow. But as I have slowly emerged myself and allowed myself to bask, even in just some moments, not all the time, but bask in love, the love of the universe, the love of my higher self, the love from my heart, and tune into the love we often miss from the people who really have always been there and always love us, like my mother, for example, always given me real unconditional love. So in those moments, I've allowed these parts I've rejected to bask. Oh, There we go, back again. To bask in the light of love. But I think one thing that is really not talked about, something that is missing, is the truth that love, like I say, is this cycle. It is forever flowing and it wants to flow everywhere. And in accepting that you have parts of yourself that you do not yet love, but you know you have those parts, that is enough to change the direction of the type of people, the type of person you're going to attract. And sometimes you can also offer unconditional love to someone else better than you can to yourself. And you don't want that to become unhealthy, but that does come back to you, because I know it, because I did that with my partner. I really have offered unconditional love, and we've mirrored that back to each other, because even if it's just slightly open, that door, that slight belief somewhere inside, I know that I am worthy of unconditional love, then just that is enough to get the ball rolling to your full expansion of accepting love and what that means to be loved and to bask inside of that. I think can be a bit of a trap that we have to get all of ourselves so sorted out and all of ourselves so fully accepted, so fully love every deep and dark crevice of who we are, or at least know all these parts. I think that then you end up being kind of isolated and quite alone, because you get absorbed in having to give yourself the truth, full, unconditional love before you're open to receive it. But if you just say, I'm open to receiving unconditional love, whether that's from me or whatever form that comes in, is enough. And the universe loves you. The language of the universe is unconditional love. And what does that even mean? What does that even mean when things are going wrong and there's pain and all these other things still exist? However, love is here as the remedy. Think about it. If you have something that you dislike, that you struggle with about yourself, and you say to yourself, you know what? I know that you're struggling with this thing. I know that this internal battle you're having is really hard, but I love you anyway. That is enough to transform yourself, to move out of the space that you were in, trying to do something to get into a condition to be loved. No. Now you're like, wow, you give yourself compassion for where you are at. And the more compassion you can give yourself, the more compassion you can extend to others, and then the more compassion comes back to you. Even at times when you're struggling with self-compassion, because I know, because I have been struggling with self-love and struggling with self-acceptance and self-compassion, and because in the past I have given it to myself, I have given it to the people I love, it has come back to me in my time of need. And it will for you as well. If you keep that belief open that you deserve love. And I'm here to admit to you, whoever you are, true love from my heart and from my being, beyond time and space, beyond this computer or whatever, right? My love, eternally, true love, wants to reach you. And if you open up the flow, love will wash through you. And it will probably move things around, especially if you have blockages, if you are stuck. It will move things around you. But also imagine it like this current. And if you are allowing love to flow through you, wherever that's from, and sometimes it's not from family, and we don't have people in our lives, and we have to find it deep within ourselves. But you're not alone in doing that. I am here to share my love with you, the infinite love, and let it flow. And you let it flow through you, and it can flow onto the next person and the next person, and then it will reach someone where they need it so badly, and they receive it. What a beautiful thing to do that. And I know, because I've been blessed to receive the love. I have been open. I have taken the risk to leave my heart open to say, okay, true love, come to me, and I will show you my darkest parts. I will show you my demons, so you may burn them. Love is the antidote to fear, and it is infinite and not finite. So, thank you so much for watching. May this love reach you. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more infinite love and infinite blessings for the both of us.